Older is better. There's a certain grace and sophistication that comes with the babes of the 70s. And as our favorite actresses of yesteryear got older, they somehow improved, aging like a fine wine. Just compare them to certain stars and starlets of today, and well, face it, there is no comparison. Welcome to Do You Remember? I am Nostalgic Nick. Today we're looking back at 6 bombshell women that have just gotten better with age. Before we get to the babes, give this video a thumbs up to help it circulate for us. And subscribe to our channel so you never miss a memory. Now let's pop the cork and sample the fine women of the 1970s. Jacqueline Smith, the only angel who appeared for its entire run. Jacqueline used these years to grow into a lovely, elegant, and focused actress. One of her first gigs was as a Breck girl for Breck Shampoo in 1971. Then she teamed up with Farrah Fawcett for the first time as a spokesmodel for Wella Balsam Shampoo. Following the cancellation of Charlie's Angels, Smith donned the elegant attires of Jackie O for the television biopic of the First Lady. Jacqueline continued with television movies and smaller roles in the 90s until she got a recurring role in 2002 in the Craig T. Nelson-led series The District. She even reprised her role as Kelly Garrett in the newest Charlie's Angels film in 2019. Outside of acting, since 1985, Jacqueline has been working on her fashion empire. Today at 75 years old, she's also added a new wig collection to her fashion line. What can't she do? Ali McGraw. Ali began acting in 1968, gaining attention for her role in the film Goodbye Columbus, but she was noticed far before that, as this 5'10" goddess with eyes that make you drool was a model for Vogue before she began acting, and by 1972 she was named the top female box office star, even though she had only been in 3 films. When a man came over to her home to discuss her follow-up film to Love Story, she fell in love immediately. That's because it was Steve McQueen, asking her to be in The Getaway with him. The marriage lasted from 1973 until 78. After their divorce, she tried to get back into the game, co-starring with Chris Christopherson in 1978's Convoy. But after a season 5 arc on Dynasty in 1985, she retired from acting. Today, Ali McGraw is 83 years old and spends her time doing Hatha Yoga, which she has been enjoying since her 50s. Julie Andrews. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Enter the unmatched Julie Andrews. Fraulein Maria was a free-spirited young postulant with a deep love for music and the mountains, but her uniqueness often rendered her an outsider with the other nuns. Andrews was dubbed as Britain's youngest prima donna, appearing on West End's premiere stage at just 13 years old before making her Broadway debut at 19. She quickly earned 2 Tony Awards before making a vital connection in 1957. She was cast in Rodgers and Hammerstein's TV movie Cinderella.
I'm a young Norwegian princess.
Then came Mary Poppins in 1964, which yielded a Best Actress Academy Award. And the following year, Sound of Music took her back to the ceremonies, but she lost out this time to Julie Christie from Darling. In 1997, Andrews experienced a devastating blow. Towards the end of a Broadway run, she was forced to quit the show due to hoarseness in her voice. She underwent surgery to remove vocal nodules, but her vocal cords were permanently damaged. While she never regained her powerful, crisp singing voice, she did continue to act. She was outstanding in 2001's The Princess Diaries. Now in her mid-80s, she's still working, mostly providing perfectly tuned narration and voiceover. Aisha began acting in 1958. Her biggest role, certainly UFO. Lieutenant Aisha Johnson is a Shadow Headquarters officer. She mainly wanders around holding a clipboard and looking beautiful. But she made several appearances as herself, including her own pop show Liftoff with Aisha, and it ran from 1969 until 74. That's because she was a very successful pop singer, releasing singles throughout the 60s and 70s. Aisha was also a regular on quiz shows such as The Golden Spot and Celebrity Squares, and she built up quite a large following for her live cabaret performances, and even represented Great Britain at the World Popular Song Festival in Tokyo, singing a song written for her by Elton John called The Flowers Will Never Die.
And the flowers will never, never die.
In the mid-80s, Aisha moved to LA and appeared in movies like Gotcha in 1985. Then she married the CBS Sportsline founder Mike Levy, so Beverly Hills became her home for many years. She was a Beverly Hills socialite and ran a property development and interior design business. But in 2000, Aisha moved back to the UK to be close to her mother Rose. Today she's in her mid-70s and living a much quieter life, one that she certainly deserves. Joan Collins. Enter Alexis Carrington, otherwise known as Blake's vengeful and scheming ex-wife, added to spice things up. Collins began acting in her birth country of England in 1951, and in 1954, she was chosen by American director Howard Hawks to star in Land of the Pharaohs. Both the film and Collins were fantastic.
I am Nilüfer, Princess of Cyprus.
After more success in films like 1958's The Bravados, starring her and Gregory Peck, she began venturing into television and worked both mediums until Dynasty's dynasty began.
Sweet. Yes, that's what you are, Crystal. Sweet and vicious.
After Dynasty, she continued working throughout the 90s and 2000s with recurring roles in The Royals and even American Horror Story in 2018.
I worry about your height when you're so inadequate in so many other areas.
89-year-old bombshell Joan Collins, in 2002 married Percy Gibson, 31 years her junior. But of course, a woman once named World's Sexiest Woman was able to score a hunk 3 decades younger than her. Heck, old Nick here would fall for Collins in a heartbeat. The marriage is Collins' 5th. Joan Collins is something for all of us to aspire to. Catherine Bach, the iconic Southern belle who literally invented the term Daisy Dukes for shortcut jean shorts. She's the reason many boys tuned in each week, as she was one of the biggest babes of the 1970s. So make sure to check out our bombshell video if you haven't already. She actually posed as the sexy Daisy Duke for a poster, which sold 5 million copies. Her legs were moneymakers. During the show, her legs were insured for $1 million, and it's not hard to see why. Before the Dukes, Bach had a solid role in the 1974 Clint Eastwood, Jeff Bridges-led Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. And post-Daisy, she's pretty well known for playing Anita Lawson on the classic soap opera The Young and the Restless. Today she's in her mid-60s and taking it rather easy with her 2 daughters. Now wasn't that refreshing? Just like a fine wine, these women still satisfy the palate. But that was enough of me. Now we need to hear from you all. Did we leave off any 1970s bombshell that was one of your favorites? Which one that we mentioned was your personal favorite? Who did you have hanging on your wall? Get in the comments and let us know. After all, we are nothing without you. If you enjoyed our beautiful deep dive, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss one of our videos. And from all of us here at Do You Remember, we want to thank you very much for watching.